A high-quality drone can add production value to a film project or help you get a unique view from your travel vlog. Plus, they're just really fun to fly. These are the top drones we tested. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 5 best drones for 2023 and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. And as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. Number 5. DJI Mini4 Pro. The DJI Mini4 Pro, starting at $759, is a small camera drone that does nearly everything right. It folds up for easy storage, is light enough to sidestep registration requirements in most regions, and sports a fantastic quad-bearer camera that swaps between widescreen and vertical video recording in a jiff. Full 360-degree obstacle avoidance sensors and an HDR video profile give it the edge over its predecessor, the Mini3 Pro, so it becomes our new editor's choice winner for most creators interested in aerial imaging, as well as for beginners who want the security of obstacle avoidance. The DJI Mini4 Pro is quite small too. Folded down, it measures just 2.4 by 3.5 by 5.7 inches HWG, so it's easy to fit in a gear bag along with any accessories you need. As for the design, the airframe is plastic with a light gray finish. Air cooling vents behind the gimbal and on the rear keep the drone's components from overheating. The open design means it doesn't have any sort of weather protection, but that's something I expect more from industrial models. The drone's nose-mounted camera sports 24mm f1.7 optics for clear, colorful video in all types of light. An integrated 3-axis gimbal makes footage look as smooth as from a Steadicam, even when the drone is performing acrobatic movements in the air. The camera supports 60 degrees of upward tilt and can twist to record in either widescreen 16:9 or vertical 9:16 formats for YouTube and TikTok, respectively. Obstacle sensors cover a full 360 degrees, so the Mini4 Pro is smart enough to navigate through obstruction-rich environments. The drone also supports an Autel assist system that helps it stay out of trouble when it is tracking subjects. The all-around coverage is an improvement over the Mini3 Pro's 3-way system, which allows it to look only forward, behind, and below. The updated model can additionally see to the sides and above. The Mini4 Pro includes 2 GB of internal memory, a pretty meager allotment that's good for about 3 minutes of 4K 30 recording. It's an option if you forget your memory card, but not a great one. I recommend getting a V30 microSD card that's at least 64 GB. The USB-C port next to the card slot enables data transfers to a computer and in-drone battery charging. Number 4. DJI Mavic 3 Pro. The DJI Mavic 3 Pro drone captures all the action you can see from the air with its triple camera array, while its GPS and 360-degree obstacle avoidance sensors ensure safe flights. For the Mavic 3 Pro, DJI upgraded the camera module with a third sensor and lens, but didn't make any other tech changes compared with the original Mavic 3. The stack includes a 4/3 20MP 24mm camera with Hasselblad color science, the new mid-range Type 1 first 348MP 70mm 3X combo, and a Type 1 half 12MP 166mm 7X lens. The Pro replaces the original Mavic 3 in the lineup. As mentioned, it starts at the same price as that older model, so you don't pay a premium for the third camera. The new mid-zoom camera makes far fewer image quality concessions than the 166mm lens, so it's a better bet for serious creative work. It supports D-Log color, for instance, whereas the 7X lens sticks with a standard color profile. That said, the extra-long lens still has value for special effects shots and industrial applications. All 3 versions so far, the original Mavic 3, the Classic, and now the Pro, use the same folding airframe with all-around obstacle avoidance. At 3.8 by 3.9 by 9.1 inches HWG in a folded position, it's easy to fit into a carry-on along with some other camera gear, though you still might want to place it in a backpack or shoulder bag when you travel between locations. And this is the best drone we've tested for 2023. Number 3. Autel Robotics Evo Lite Plus. The Autel Robotics Evo Lite Plus fold-in drone has strong battery life, obstacle detection, and support for 6K recording, though some rivals offer a more polished experience for less money. Photographers and video specialists who want a quality camera drone don't have too many brand options. Autel Robotics, one of those manufacturers, is notable because it doesn't preload its drones with geographic-based takeoff restrictions, unlike the market leader DJI. Autel's premium mid-range entry, Evo Lite Plus, $1,549. Sports a 6K video camera with a 1-inch sensor that's a bit more capable than the one on the DJI Air 2S, $999.99, because of its variable aperture. It's worth checking out, particularly if your battery life is important to you, even though the Air 2S is more affordable and slightly smoother in operation. In addition to the Lite Plus model, Autel sells an Evo Lite, $1,499 drone with the same airframe that uses a 4K HDR camera with a smaller image sensor and vertical video support. The Lite Plus uses a 6K camera with a large 1-inch sensor camera with a variable aperture. It's a similar camera to the one DJI uses in its Air 2S, though Autel has the advantage of a variable aperture. You can set your f-stop to cut down on the amount of light that hits the sensor instead of relying entirely on neutral density ND filters. The drone features 6 GB of internal storage, an ample amount for photography, but 6K video can fill up the space quickly. I recommend you get at least a 64 GB microSD card for this drone. A SanDisk Extreme Plus or any other one with a V30 video speed rating is sufficient for handling 6K recording. Expect. Number 2. DJI Avada. DJI's fast, sleek Avada drone is ideal for ground humming, first-person, and scene-hoop video, though we have some concerns about its safety. DJI broke into the high-speed first-person view FPV drone space last year with the FPV Combo, an ultra-fast quadcopter for adrenaline junkies. The new Avada's $1,388 as reviewed, smaller and lighter frame means it can more easily navigate tiny spaces. It offers plenty of speed for adventure-seeking pilots, but the absence of forward-facing obstacle sensors resulted in frequent crashes in testing. Fortunately, proc guards and a well-protected camera enclosure mean the drone can keep flying after a collision. That doesn't erase our concerns around safety, however, and while the Avada certainly captures thrilling video, we don't recommend flying around people or in public spaces. Like the FPV Combo that came before it, the Avada is more about capturing footage that invokes the speed and thrill of flight than getting Steadicam-quality stabilization from high-flying aerials. As such, we expect more Avada pilots to fly it closer to the ground, through tight spaces, or to take advantage of its size and power for racing. It can push to 31 miles per hour in sport mode and as fast as 60 miles per hour in full-on manual mode. That's not as much get up and go as the FPV Combo, 60 miles per hour in sport mode, 87 miles per hour in manual mode, but it's still plenty fast. 'Tis worth noting that FAA regulations aren't really suited for scene-hoop and racing-style drones. They're more about enforcing rules in shared airspace with manned aircraft and avoiding flights over crowded public spaces. When you fly a cinema drone at altitude, the biggest worry is a crash to the ground that injures a person or animal. Camera-first drones are also very capable of flying low, but they don't do so at the same ferocious velocity as the Avada. It's up to you to use common sense when you operate the drone near the ground, because you can still do some real harm even if you technically follow the FAA regulations to a T. Number 1. The Rise Tello is a toy quadcopter flyable via smartphone or laptop using Scratch. Its video quality isn't anything to write home about, but it's a fun tech toy and learning tool. The Rise Tello is more of a learning toy than a cinema tool. You can fly the small quadcopter with your phone or a controller, like many others, but this goes a step further with support for MIT's Scratch coding platform. If you connect the Tello to a laptop running Scratch, it can execute commands and macros in sequence, giving kids a fun incentive to learn the basics of coding. This is the one drone on the list that's safe enough for tweens and teens to fly. The Tello doesn't have much power and its 720 camera isn't one you'd ever use for a vlog. But its low cost is appealing to parents shopping for a learning toy, even if some kids might just prefer flying around to programming commands. Pros: inexpensive, easy to fly, programmable via Scratch, Bluetooth remote control compatibility, automated flight modes. Cons: pixelated low-quality video, limited control range, no GPS or return-to-home capability.